Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the situation in Minnesota where there was a fatal situation that occurred and it's related to ICE. So I wanted to just talk through the complexities and the debates that are going on and share what I believe is a Christian worldview perspective on the topic. I want to start by talking about the lessons we learned. I believe it was on the year 2020 in, the same place, Minneapolis, where we're seeing a lot of protesting about another situation, but it's been about, around 5 years or so. And I think that most of us don't want to see a similar situation happen in our country ever again. It's not the same situation we were in. It's not even the same topic necessarily. Back in 2020, there was a lot going on related to COVID. There was an election on the calendar. Tensions were really high, and the main focus was Black Lives Matter, which was a big thing back in that year. And today we're seeing what seems to be a situation that, in my perspective, it seems like politicians want to create more of what happened back then as far as protesting is concerned and the kind of protesting. And it's already a political topic, what's going on now related to illegal immigration and ICE. Immigration, I'll just call them officers or agents. It's already a political topic. It's already a heated topic. There's a lot of confusion too about what is going on, what is being reported, what everyone's personal experiences have been lately as far as the people that we know that have been deported. So it's definitely a situation that it was bound to happen because of how hard Trump's administration has gone after this topic in particular about immigration. And so I wanted to share my Christian perspective on this and how I'm processing it this time around versus perhaps 2020. At the same time, I wanted to say that obviously my perspective is not going to be the only one. I'm sure if I were to listen to different Christians, I would hear important points that I would be like, that's a valid point, and we all, as we're discussing these things, are able to land in a better place than if we just kind of keep our thoughts to ourselves. So personally, I believe that it's wise for us to take a pause and just be educated more and more about whatever is going on, because there are a lot of people that will monopolize and want to turn a tragedy into something that they can use us. They will use our emotions for their political ends. I think it's very important for us to bring back American values, what makes our country so great compared to other countries. The obvious one that I think every one of us, maybe not like the censorship types in our country, but for the most part, we all agree that we all have freedom of speech. And so that means, yes, I can come on this channel and share my opinion, and you can do the same. Everyone can share their opinion, everyone can disagree with each other, and we all agree that that is something that we value and that is something that is great about our country. We all have the right to protest. And we don't actually have a right, the laws don't protect us from protesting in a criminal way. We don't have the right to hurt other people or steal their property, damage their property, things like that. I would argue that as Christians, we also have an extra responsibility to protest in a way that is actually fruitful, and the way we're engaging with people that disagree with us is in a constructive, positive manner. The way that Christians are supposed to protest is never going to be probably the same way that the world says it's okay to protest, like rioting and things like that, because God tells us that we're the light of the world and we need to live out our Christianity even in this situation in the world. I don't feel that it's wise for us to rush and make conclusions. I mean, obviously we will have our opinions. We will have already, made our better judgments. But at the same time, I think we need to keep an open mind to whatever else will come forth. Another great thing about our country is that we are all about believing that we have a right to a fair trial. And, unfortunately, it's flawed, because I wanted to say that protesting in itself is very appreciated, it's very useful in this country, but we have to remember the spiritual condition of people. We are sinners and we can give into our flesh, and then that creates a sinful way of protesting. And in the same way, like in our court systems, there are sinners involved as well. Sometimes guilty people get off without any real justice taking place, no real consequences, no making someone an example to try to prevent people from doing similar crimes. Sometimes it's the other way, that maybe innocent people might be punished for doing nothing. That's why I say we believe that we have the right to a fair trial, even if it's not 100% perfect all the time. It's important for everyone that we feel is guilty for them to be investigated by the people that are trained and proficient in doing this, investigating, and for us to get the facts, and then, just wait until we have all of the facts on the table and we can make a better judgment. The Minnesota governor and the mayor have spoken about what happened, and a lot of you might agree with them and say this is something terrible, this shouldn't be happening in our country, no one should die because they're trying to protest against ICE about deporting people. Whatever the reasons for the people that are protesting, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section if that's how you feel you agree with them, with the protesters. Another thing to consider is that it seems that sometimes it's not an authentic movement, but it's more politically led, or by maybe some of the protesters are organized and paid. Just something to consider, just throwing that out there. Maybe you're on the other side and you're definitely seeing the importance of our government has these laws, these immigration laws, and we need to enforce them. So you're more seeing the importance of, hey, that's not the right way to protest. Don't try to interfere with what the government has the right to do. Feel free to share your thoughts about that as well. I just personally don't want to see that in our country we don't value debate anymore and peaceful protesting, and that we just don't think anymore when it comes to political issues. So a reason why I'm making this video is also to just help us to come back to that debating, thinking together, learning to talk in the right way with people that we disagree with. I personally am just processing this and trying not to see it as choose a side, because then it's like you downplay certain things that are important to think about. For example, I have questions about what is ICE actually allowed to do. I have questions about some of the videos that are coming out about people like running away from people coming after them masked. So why are they masked, some of these ICE agents, and why are some people attacking ICE people? Are we doing things the most productive way possible? Can the government be doing a better job to reassure American citizens that they are going about this whole deportation plan in a humane way? So a lot of questions. Things like, what do you do if you ever come across an ICE agent? Do they have the authority, for example, to tell that lady that was in the car that she lost her life because the ICE agent shot at her? I'm trying to say it in a way that doesn't go one way or the other, because I really do want to wait until there's more information about that, more statements and all of that. More information even about the other woman that was, what she says, she's the wife of the woman that died. It's important to look into her background as well, and just to get a better idea of what was going on. And so my question is, was ICE justified? Was that person technically interfering with a government operation? Some might argue, well, they could go around that woman's car that was set there to try to impede, I guess, ICE from going there. The weather was icy. Maybe they said, no, we can't be driving in these sides because it's just not the right conditions for us to be having to maneuver in this way. We need someone to be able to help us understand all these details a little better. And yeah, so what do you do if someone is like pointing a gun and they're telling you to get out of the car? Do you get out of the car? Do they have the authority to do that? And so forth. A lot of things. That's why it's one of those things that it's easier to react emotionally and it's harder to actually ask a lot of questions and talk about it and figure out what the answers are. The vice president is definitely in support of the ICE agents, and he feels that they're not being, supported or portrayed in a right way. Apparently the ICE agent had a recent situation where someone used their vehicle against him and injured him. So all of these things need to be considered. Should ICE agents that have been through a traumatizing experience like that be allowed to come back, 6 months after the case? Are they in their right mind to be able to de-escalate, which is what the ICE website says that they are all about, that they are very trained to de-escalate situations. For the most part, I think I just wanted to come on here and say that the temptation is to get really angry and to divide, but as long as we're talking, sharing our perspectives, keeping that in mind that as we're doing this, as we're protesting peacefully, we are doing the things that we value in our country. And it's kind of like one of those things where when you're a parent and your child can express their thoughts, their feelings openly to you, even if it's in a manner that you're like, whoa, you need to tone it down. Say the same thing you want to say, but say it in a way that is a little less charged or it's more respectful. In the same sense, it's great that we feel that we can express our thoughts, our perspectives as a country. Keep that in mind so that we can feel that we as a nation are united even in our differences. I think we should pray for the woman that was killed. We should pray for her family. It seems that she was a mom from what I read, and for us to learn from these terrible situations and continue to grow as a nation, and as Christians for us to be able to shine in the darkness. If you agree or disagree with me, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Okay, I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye guys.